this move back up's good in terms of Bitcoin continuing. Because if it's above 101,500, then it's the bulls are still in control for sure. Like, there's nothing bearish on this. It might come if it comes down now to 104, 400, then it holds. It's going to be very likely continuation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Alts total two. I think when Bitcoin breaks its high, the all-time high, it's going to go into the next expansion, and I think alts are going to be sold into Bitcoin to chase that, and that's going to also mean the price of Bitcoin rises. Like total two to me just looks like it's going to come back down for a higher low at some point.
So you don't
Probably
think
come
we're going to
back
get,
to
because usually towards the end of the bull market, when Bitcoin does its last leg, usually alts go with Bitcoin. Am I correct in saying that?
it depends on the cycle. Yeah, in 21 they did, but not in 2017.
Mm.
And obviously there weren't really alt back in the day in like 20, the first fucking bull market down in 2012-ish, 2013. But it depends really. I remember 2017 when Bitcoin took over the market, went to $20,000, and then when Bitcoin nuked back to six, that's when altcoins popped because everybody sold their Bitcoin into altcoins. I
Mm.
think what's going to happen is some of the higher altcoins will go up, the medium to low will fall, they won't keep up with Bitcoin. Everyone will sell their shitties, which I don't really care. They'll keep their medium caps, like their high to medium caps,
Yeah.
but below the low end of the spectrum of medium to small, they'll all get nuked into Bitcoin. And then, yeah, the stuff like Solana and Sui and stuff like that will probably rise with it because there'll be new money coming in. But I see the BTC dominance rising first a bit more. If
Yeah.
Bitcoin is going to fucking moon 200K in the last big expansion, Total 2 is going to be I mean, BTC dominance is going to go up for sure because people are going to chase the Bitcoin train,
Mm-hmm.
and new money will then come into Bitcoin from people just buying Bitcoin straight off the market in terms of fiat and with the USDT, and then all that extra soaked up money which has gone into Bitcoin will then eventually cycle into then the high cap, medium cap, small cap, micros, and then you have this is the Mexican wave, bro,
Mm-hmm.
the Mexicana.
So what do you think about the ETH
Yeah,
Bitcoin chart at the moment? Because I think it potentially looks quite interesting as it's reclaimed this swing on the daily time frame. This is actually a swing on the weekly time frame as well.
yeah. If it can hold, then I do think. Well, Ethereum, yes. Like Ethereum went down. It literally hasn't kept up with the market at all. Like I think Ethereum's going to go all the way to 4,100 again and then find resistance there.
Mm-hmm.
So ETH could catch up a little bit in the interim, but I don't think in the terms of the long term bull market, Bitcoin is going to allow ETH to catch up just yet.
Yeah.
If when Bitcoin breaks the all time high, it's going to be all eyes on Bitcoin. All the fucking shit's going to be BTC all time high. Here we go, and everyone's going to be just going in and just thinking about Bitcoin. I don't think ETH keeps up. I think ETH has its next wave after Bitcoin does its next expansion. I just think that's going to happen.
But I
It
think
doesn't mean it will happen. I'm just think that I think that's going.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. For sure, for sure, for sure. I think a lot of the alts are waiting, or not waiting, but when ETH does get that little catch up because of ETH Bitcoin, I think we might see a bit of a catch up on some of the other alts though. Maybe
A
namely
little,
like the
yeah,
mid
like a mini
caps.
alt.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like a 2 to 4 week little bonanza, you know?
Yeah, I like a little bonanza. I'm a
I know you
bonanza kind
do.
of guy,
Yeah, you are.
like a mini bonanza.
Yeah,
Like
you are.
yeah, I think yeah, there could be ETH could catch up a little bit, which will bring up some alts, but then I think Bitcoin will really steer the ship. But I do think everything's going to go up. If Bitcoin breaks all-time high, everything will go up.
Mhm.
I just think all eyes will be on Bitcoin. Bitcoin has to go to 200K to do 100%.
Mhm.
So, like, yes, a lot of these altcoins are going to beat it in percent terms, but I just think that the real trade is Bitcoin first, let that double, and then buy the alts. Because then you got double the amount of money to buy the alts. And I think most of the alts, especially the lower cap ones and the medium to lower cap ones, they probably won't even move. The Solanas and the Suis and all that kind of shit will probably keep up, and Doge and everything like that. But you got to remember as well, none of these altcoins are anywhere near their all-time high.
No.
So I think Bitcoin breaks its all-time high, goes to 200, and then at least you've doubled your bag in Bitcoin. And then whether, Dogecoin's gone up, yes, maybe an extra 200%. But the thing is, Doge is still probably 600% of its all-time high.
Mhm.
So I would say the probability in the bull market is that a lot of these altcoins will break their all-time high and then maybe double from there, maybe
Mm.
even more. So like I think a lot of these altcoins need to have their parabolic like Bitcoin's at its all-time high. underneath it, and
Hmm.
we're seeing support on the most local support level you can fucking do. You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. Like, Bitcoin's essentially about to just continue its expansion, and all these other altcoins. Look at Polygon. Like, I'm just so tempted just to slam in $1 million into Polygon again. I'm not going to because I'm going to hold Bitcoin, and I think Bitcoin could go do something crazy. But like, I think Polygon's going to when the ETH thing happens and the alts come back. I think Polygon is probably one of the best buys right now in crypto. I think it catches up rapidly because everyone's sold their Ethereum because they think it's dead when it's not because they don't understand the ERC20 standard.
Mm.
And then what happens is that everyone is obviously like, well, fuck layer two because obviously that's built on ETH and ETH shit. But Polygon, I actually used it the other day as well. It is a pretty good thing, and I use the Polygon API as well in my business in MDX Algo. We use the Polygon API, so we pull a lot of their data, and they have a very profitable business doing that. Whether that relates to the token going up, obviously, is it's irrelevant. Supply and demand that really determines that. But like, all I'm saying is that if there was a point where you would say, okay, look at all the companies doing layer two, Polygon's making the most money, and Link
Mm.
as well. So like, they're probably likely going to be able to increase their. If everything did go to shit, they'd probably just go into their treasury and buy their own tokens, similar to how companies buy their own stock, just to keep the fucking whole thing afloat, and Binance do it as well. So I would say, I don't know. I think Polygon's a really good buy. Just for yeah, probably for it. I would trade it. Just look at it. It's like it's not a bad fundamental project. If you're looking to invest, the fundamentals sound enough for me to invest in it to buy it the whole year. If you're looking for a trade, probably wait for it to break its protocol area of resistance and then retest it. But I would say I've been buying it, secretly buying loads of it. But I'm tempted just to be like, fuck it. Bitcoin's at all-time high and Matic's at zero.
Yeah.
That sounds like a pretty good flip right there. Even though it might take, Bitcoin might go all the way to 250 if Polygon doesn't move, and then Polygon will do something like, a 4x or 5x. I think it's a
Yeah.
minimum four. If you go on a weekly chart, look how far it is from its all-time high on Bitstamp or something.
Yeah. Let me actually just get the crypto chart up. The crypto cap. Yeah, it's fucking dead, bro.
Water in, clearing stuff out. So how far it's literally back to the beginning. Go do the other way around. So do from where it's now to how far. I think it's probably to get back to its all-time high. It might even be like a 7 or 8, 10x to
Let me
go
have a
from
look.
its level right now to where it's all. Do a ruler out.
About 12x, bro.
12x, bro, to go back to